You know, it was definitely a great way to end it. I appreciate everything I've done at Akron and everybody who supported me, as far as the coaches, and extra staff and everybody. I think it was a great way we ended it. I know we didn't play well in the first half, but we came back and fought hard in the second and got it done. So.
Xavier, but you guys didn't have a lead until like 6, 7 minutes to go. Just what kind of was different during that second half that maybe wasn't happening in the first half for you guys?
I think down the stretch we got some stops. Shots weren't falling early, but down the stretch we got some stops, and the ball started going in the hoop. Sammy was definitely a key part for us today. He was knocking it down. I didn't shoot as well as I thought I would or wanted to, but we're gonna keep pushing.
As far as being senior night, do you feel like you had an extra bounce in your step, or were your emotions right, or what did that feel like to play on senior night?
Oh no, I definitely I took it like another game, just another game. But I definitely appreciate everything about senior night. My family came, so that's big for me. So yeah.
Who all was here to represent your family?
My father and my mother.
Okay.
Hey X, congratulations on senior night, your last home game. I want to talk about, get the assist from Nate Johnson, make the three-pointer, come back down, make the other three-pointer, bring it back, 66-63. Was that kind of how you guys drew it up, or was that just a spur-of-the-moment kind of thing?
No, that's just how the game unraveled. Open shots showed themselves throughout the whole game, and those just happened to go in the hoop.
Do you like kind of putting that pressure on yourself and saying, hey, I'm going to go in here and make these shots?
It's not really pressure. I take my shots. They either go in the hoop and the crowd cheers, or they don't go in the hoop and nobody says anything. That's just how it is.
Hey, X, Logan Conger of WZIP. Coach Lewis from Ball State in his postgame presser just moments ago stated that, quote, he has had nightmares about Castaneda since his time at UCLA, and, quote, is going to throw a party when he gets home, when alluding to the fact that X is, in fact, out of NCAA eligibility. How does that make you feel hearing other coaches talk about your performance like that?
We just talked after the game. I appreciate those comments. We played him last year at UCLA. That was quite neat, get to play him again at Ball State. So, I'm excited to see him hopefully in the conference tournament,
And we're looking ahead to the conference tournament. What are your expectations going forward, especially heading into such a big matchup with Kent State on the road?
Just looking to win this next game against Kent. Really focus on that. And obviously in the conference tournament, you just got to take it one game at a time, one possession at a time. But right now we're focused on Kent.
Well, Coach always talks about fighting back and sticking with it. And I think that's what we did tonight. Things didn't go our way, especially in the first 10 minutes of the game, as Coach mentioned. But as a team, I think we stuck together and got it done.
Go ahead. Just, kind of with Xavier, it's his final home game, also same for Hank. Just what did you guys see out of those guys tonight, in particular Xavier, you two obviously, and Xavier took over the remaining 6, 7 minutes. What did you see out of Xavier tonight?
I think I've seen out of Xavier and Hank, it's a privilege to play somewhere, and it's, this is their last year, and X been here the year prior. And, when we played tonight, we played for them. We didn't want to lose for them. We were down. I think our team has kind of struggled a little bit when we get down and try to fight back. But tonight was just an example of, we're playing for more than ourselves and more than our team. We're playing for X and Hank tonight.
As far as that first matchup in Muncie to tonight, just what were some of the noticeable differences that you guys can be happy about?
We were more physical.
We didn't do the hit. We didn't get hit. We did the hitting. So we were more physical and made a couple more shots than we did in Muncie. Yeah. I don't know if home had to do something with it or my parents being here. So, but we played good tonight and down the stretch, and that's what we needed.
Hey guys, Alex Henry, WCIP Sports. Enrique had a nice assist to Sammy Hunter, made that three-pointer late in the stretch. Kind of talk about being able to play with each other and just being able to make big shots late in the game like that.
Reek is my guy.
Well, we read the offense too. I know in that particular moment they were trapping me. Mm-hmm. So it's just the next man open. Either X, Trendon, Sammy, and, big game Hunter, big time Hunter right here. He hit the shot.
Big time Hunter, 77% from field goal, 7 for 9. Explain kind of how you feel about that game tonight.
Just keep shooting. Hopefully it goes in some more. But just playing free. And thank Coach Groves, Coach Ford, Coach Fulford. Coach Pridgeon for giving me the opportunity to play with freedom and just always have confidence in me. And, you know, some games I'm not making shots. They tell me keep shooting. You know, always in the gym, just working hard, and just paid off tonight.
Quick question for both of you guys. Logan Conger of WZIP Sports. Big matchup, obviously, with Kent State on Friday, that team down the road. What do you expect going into that matchup, and how do you take the momentum from tonight's game going into that?
I think this matchup, I think we all can say it's going to be a pretty physical game, pretty intense game. But I think with these games, the most important thing is to stay poised and play our game. You know, a lot of times when you play your rival, you get into the playing their game or playing at their pace. I think we're going to do a good job, like in game one, playing at our game and just doing what we do best.
And then looking ahead to the MAC tournament, what do you expect preparation-wise to get ready for such a big tournament in Cleveland?
Well, let's just one step at a time. We got to play Kent first, and then get to that. But, you know, I haven't been a part of the MAC tournament. This is my first time. And, you know, in the SEC, everybody gets to go. So when they were like, it's seed 8 through 1, I was like, or 1 through 8, I was like, oh, really? But then, you know, you just got to take care of your body, hydrate, eat, sleep, all the little things to win 3 games in 3 days, and I think we got the team to do that. So.
Well, obviously, special night, senior night, 2 great guys in Hankerson and Castaneda, special people, not just players, great in the locker room, great students. I mean, those guys are big-time dudes. So it's been a real privilege to coach them, great to win on senior night, to kind of send them out with a bang. But I told the guys, I mean, to finish 15-1 at home, you know, this is a special accomplishment. You know, how many teams this year out of 368 will finish either undefeated or with 1 loss at home? There's not very many. There's a lot of people that are involved in that. A lot. Staff, support staff, administration, athletic department personnel, you know, our coaching staff, our managers, the players, the band, the cheerleaders, the dance team, you know, the AK Rowdies, creating the environment that they do. Zips Nation was really supportive. I'm hoping that they feel good enough about the product that they brought some people with them and they'll want to become season ticket holders. But it was a great year in that regard. So, you know, I want to start with that. In terms of the game, obviously the first 10 minutes they kicked our tail. Michael does a great job, and they attacked via the post trap. I thought they really attacked our post trap well with Sparks. He's such a load. Then they made a ton of threes. And you don't win very many games no matter where you're playing it when a team shoots over 50% from the field, 60% from 3 in the second half. Their shot making was elite, so give them credit. But I thought our guys just kept hanging in there. I kept encouraging them. I kept using the phrase, don't abort the mission, the game plan. We've done that a time or two on the road, and I thought it was good that we were in a really close game here late in the year around this last week with what we've got coming on Friday and then the conference tournament next week. It was good to win a close one. I thought Castaneda's shot making late in the game was high level. I thought Hunter played his best game of the year, both offensively and defensively. And then I thought Freeman. 20 and 10 just about every night, it seems like. So I thought he was terrific. I thought the bench play of Garvin Clark was huge. I thought he gave us great minutes. And a lot of credit to Greg. I didn't know if Greg was going to be able to play today. He'd been out 5 days with an illness. And when I say he hadn't done anything, he wasn't here until a prep day yesterday where he had to sit and we had to wait kind of to break a fever and all that, and that happened. And so today he played and gave us everything he could as a winner like Greg does. And in fact, I probably played him a little bit more than I thought I potentially would. But I thought he gave us a boost as well.
With Xavier, I mean, you've had it for 2 years, but it's been obviously a standout, terrific 2 years. Just what has he done for you that you thought he would do, and what has he done for you that you didn't necessarily expect?
X has improved a lot over the 2 years. I would say this. I mean, this is just my opinion. He's one of the all-time great guards that have ever played at Akron in the Division I era. I mean, I think it's obvious. You know, I think of guys like Drew Joyce. I think of guys like Lauren Christian Jackson, and X is in that breath of guys. And it's had an unbelievable 2 years. You know, 24 wins last year, a championship, you know, NCAA tournament appearance. This year, another 20-plus wins. He's a winner. He's a competitor. He's a good student. got his degree. He started his master's. He's a great leader by example. And what, and he probably wouldn't want me to say this, but I mean, this dude's in here. I pulled up yesterday at 6:30 in the morning, and he's in here shooting day before the game in February. And tonight I go for my run up on the track in the jar, plenty of time before tip off. I don't even think the building's open. It's 5-something, and he's already in there in a full sweat, shooting with the managers. That's just who he is. I mean, his work capacity is ridiculous. He's the type of guy that's going to be successful whatever he does in life because he has all the intangibles in addition to his talent.
Hey, Coach, Alex Henry, WCIP. In the first half, you're 36% from field goal, 35% from three-point line, but then you go into the second half, you're 53% from field goal, 42% from three-point. What kind of changes did you make? And then I guess what are you telling your players to want to get that comeback going?
Well, the biggest thing I just kept telling them, don't abort the mission. Stay with the game plan. Obviously, we wrinkled. We played the post some double coverage and some single coverage during the game. So we wrinkled that a little bit. But other than that, we're just trying to do what we do it better, play a little harder on defense, be a little stingier. It's hard to do that tonight because Ball State was so good on offense and had elite shot making. And then we just kept hanging in there, kept making plays, making shots. Again, I thought Castaneda late in the game was elite.
Hey, Coach Logan Conger of WZIP Akron. I mentioned this to X in his presser. I'll mention it to you as well. Coach Lewis stated in his presser that he was, quote, had nightmares about Castaneda since his time at UCLA, and, quote, is going to throw a party when he gets home, when he was alluding to the fact that X is, in fact, out of NCAA eligibility. How proud does that make you to hear other coaches' comments?
Well, obviously, Michael's, in addition to being a good coach, he's a funny guy. But me personally, I mean, he may be throwing a party. I can't believe it's, that he played his last home game, tonight. It just flies by. I mean, I remember when I was in Florida on vacation and he called me to commit. And it seems like it was just yesterday. It was two plus years ago. But I always remind him when I meet with him what a blessing he's been to our program, what a privilege it is to coach him, how much I love him, So, we still got a lot of basketball left, hopefully, here. We got a big one on Friday night and then conference tournament next week. But I'm not as thrilled that he's out of eligibility after this year as Michael Lewis is.
And then heading into the Kent matchup, what are your expectations heading into that, and how do you carry over tonight?
Well, we'll see. I mean, obviously, it's been about a month or so, I think, since we played him. It was a heck of a battle in here that night. We're expecting another battle on Friday night, very physical game. Kent's very well coached. Rob does a great job, and they have really good players, and they're a good team. So we've got obviously our work cut out for us, but we got a couple of days to prepare. The first thing I want those guys to enjoy tonight's win, and then tomorrow we'll try to be more of a cerebral day. I don't know how much we'll be able to get out of them physically tomorrow. We'll try to be smart tomorrow about how we approach it physically.
Coach, Sammy said that going in to Friday's game that we're going to have to play our game, not their game, especially being there. What do you kind of think about those words?
Well, I mean, you always want to impose your will, right? Kent's going to try to do the same thing. I mean, they're really good. They got the number one defense in the league. They've got great guard play. They're very athletic. They're long. Sullinger's really good offensively. Gives them a boost with shot making, in addition to obviously Carey's playmaking. And then I think Jacobs is a really good defender, a great passer, great rebounder for a perimeter, good driver. I mean, they got good players. I mean, they're going to try to do what they do well on Friday night. We're going to try to do what we do well, which is I think what Sammy's saying. And oftentimes the team that imposes their will the most is at an advantage. So that's probably what he's referencing there. Anything else, guys? Okay, appreciate it. Thanks.